Release the Kraken!
Welcome back, fellow game designers. In our last video, we set up our references for Jill. In this one, we're going to set up the torso. So let's go ahead and just name our layer here. Just double click it. This will be my reference layer, so ref layer. Okay. Let's go ahead and save this. And we're going to save this out as the next iteration. So File, Save As. And the reason you save in iterations is if you damage one of your files, you can go back. And hopefully you're not too far back. So this one has our image plane ready and set up. So if we mess it up, we can always start fresh. I'm going to just go ahead and hit the number, change this to Jill_2. And I may forget to do that per video, but just know that's what we are doing each time we go. Okay, so here we are. Let's create a object for our torso. So I went ahead and create a cylinder just because it's already kind of round. And your torso, it's flat in the front, kind of roundish on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this as a base. I'll just move that up, go to polycylinder. Let's adjust the radius. I don't know how far out I'm going to need. And actually, it'll be easier if I go to my front view. So front view. There we are. I'll lower that down. That looks about right. And then for the height, I'll just middle mouse and drag to drag that out. Hey, that's about as high as the torso needs to be. Now, when you are modeling a character or pretty much anything, everybody, doesn't matter who they are, when they started out, they always wanted to put as many subdivisions on this thing as possible and just kind of like bust it out. It's actually not the way you want to do it. You want to start with the lowest number possible and work your way up from there. It just makes life easier. So I'm going to dial this down. Instead of it being 20 subdivisions or 100 subdivisions, I have a few students who are going to try it. Don't do it. Just drop it down to about 8 or so. And 8 should be a good round number. Hey, see what I did there? Because it's round. I'll be here all week. Okay, so I've got that dialed into about what I want it to be. Now it's a matter of making it fit the shape of the character. So up top here, I'm going to go into edge mode. And I'm going to get rid of these corner pieces. So this corner, not going to be good for me. Not good, not good, not good. Now be aware I'm removing the ones that are on the angle relative to my z-axis. So here's z. And see, this is straight. This is how I'm guiding this. Same thing on the bottom here. Now I've been doing this for a while, so that was quick for me. But you want to just double check your angle. Straight is that way. Okay, z is here, that's straight. Whoops, I missed one. There we go. Now I go into my front view here. Go into vertex mode. I'm going to drag a box over the bottom vertices. And I'm going to take these actually all the way down to about here. Because we're going to be making... So if you were watching the live stream on this, we made a low resolution Jill. We're going to do a medium resolution Jill here, which means the whole body is going to be one piece. And that means we have to actually cut in a bikini line for... If I move this out of the way, you can kind of see this here. So we have this shape, and if we follow from the groin out, this creates sort of like a V shape. Okay? That's basically the bikini line. So that's where as the legs move, there's going to be a layer of flexibility, and we want to be able to plan that in. And it's just easier if we do that. And I'm going to bring these sides up to about there. Oops, I need to on both sides. Go ahead and make sure that symmetry is on. So symmetry left and right, X on there. I'll just move this up, and I'll move those out for the hips. Right around here, this is going to be where the belt line is. Multi-cut tool. I'm going to go ahead and hold down the shift key. I'm going to come out here and middle mouse drag to get a straight line, and I'll cut right above the belt. That's pretty good. I'm also going to add a cut right here in the middle of the chest. And then I'm going to go and grab these vertices here. And I can use the scale tool to move these in. Now I have my symmetry on, so really what I'm going to do is actually turn symmetry off. I'll grab that again, that way I get a center, and I can scale these in from the middle. Like that. Now whenever we make a change in the front, we need to make a change on the side. So I'm going to go to my side view, take a look here. I'm going to set this to X-ray. And we can kind of see where things are going. So back here, we're going to move this closer. Move that in. That's probably okay. From the front and the back, I can actually scale from forward. I'll scale that back some. And that's okay because our chest is going to be narrower than our sides. So it's okay. Got that. Now Jill is leaning back quite a bit. I don't know if I really want to go that extreme on the arc of the back. I will take these, move them back some, and then I'll use my scale left to get that out. I think that's about good there. And I'll take this, and we're going to dial this back in to make about where the shoulders are. So I'll just pull this in. I'm not using middle scale here. Very purposely not using middle scale. There we go. Like that. It's a good starting point for the shoulders. I can check here. So the images are not perfect. You can see that as I move my shoulders up, I get this. So it's here, but there's a little bit high. So I'm going to leave my front actually as my height, and I'll use my side as my depth. It's going to be a bit weird if you're not used to that, but it's okay. I'm just planning that out. So I'm going to assume the shoulder's about here on her, which means I have to go about this far down. And I'm just going to go a little bit in between there. I think that'll be good. We'll have to live with it, but it's okay. We can always make adjustments. All right. For the chest here, multi-cut tool. And I'll cut about there. Grab these, get my scale tool. I will scale out. Grab these front ones, I'll pull these out a little bit more. Grab these two and pull back. Down here on the lower back, let's go ahead and add in a cut, some multi-cut. Shift and middle mouse, we'll cut in. Scale these. And I'll just shift it over some. And then we'll do on the butt here. Get a cut across. And I really don't need to take the whole thing, I can just grab these and then move that back. Probably good. I'm finding that I'm following this back shape a little bit too much, just because she does have quite the arc here. So I'm just going to move these forward a little. Take out some of this extreme twist in the back here. Okay, let me check my other view. So here I think we're good on the shoulders. Torso, we can pull these in. I'm going to use my left and right scaling to pull those in. On my hips, I'll grab those. And actually that's pretty good because this stuff is utility. We don't need that. I just want to make sure we have the actual shape of her body here. I think that's good. Good. Take this in. Okay, so this is what we have for Jill so far. Now for this kind of goes back here, and we want this to be its own cut. So I'm gonna grab there. I'm gonna take this. Let's go into symmetry. Turn that on for X. And I'm gonna cut from here to here. Okay. And now I have the ability to pull these up. So those and that. Just gonna pull those up like this. And the middle one I'll pull up a little bit more. Check my views one more time. But that looks like it's pretty good. We have about the amount of roundness that we want. I think for here though, I'm going to pull the shoulder out so that I can make a spot for that arm. So get into my face selection. I'm going to select here. So these four on either side. Extrude. Because we have symmetry on, we get this weird extrusion, which is okay, but we'll just pull those out. See that from here. And we want these to be a little bit narrower, so I'll grab the scale tool and I'll pull those in. There we go. I think that's a lot better. And then for these sections here on the shoulder, these we're going to actually flatten off. So I'll grab these here, scale tool, and I'll hit flat. And that's going to make it easier to connect the arm to it later. Let's dial that down a little bit. Okay. Can adjust these a little bit more. Can round this off. I think that's okay. Pull those in just a little bit. And then on this angle, we don't need the cut here anymore. Instead, what we're going to do is go around it. So I'm going to go into edge mode. I'll take these off. And I'll even get that vertex that's here. Vertex and cut that. And now we can go around this. So I'll get my multi-cut tool and I'll hold control. Lets us do a loop around. Now we have a little bit of a slice here that we can kind of play with and make adjustments with. Let's go into our reference. Kind of see where that's falling. Yeah, I think that's good. I'll take these down a little bit more. All right, I think that's good for the arms. I'm going to come down to the legs here. This I'm going to open up. So select those, hit delete. I'm going to get my multi-cut tool. I need to put a cut in here, so I'm going to hold down control like that so it goes over the body. And that's going to let me get this in here. So Q, I'll hit edge mode. I'll grab these two edges and then these two back edges like that. We want to bridge these. So hold shift, hold right click, come down to bridge. That's going to give us this, and I want to split it. So divisions. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that should give us 8 connecting points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll go into vertex mode. Let's go into my side view here. And we want to adjust this a little bit more so that we can accommodate the bikini line area. So I'll just pull these up a little bit. I'll pull these down. Like so. Just narrow this off. I'm using scale. Need to get all 3 of those. I can scale these in. pretty close. I think that'll be good. We want this to be pretty round because we're going to connect a leg to here. Let's check our front. Made that a bit pointy, so I'll pull this back up. Okay, let's make a spot for the neck. Looks like up here is a good area. Let's go ahead and just round this off. I'll grab these two. I'll move this out. I'll adjust my shoulders a little. I'll go into face selection. I'll grab these four. I think that's pretty good. I'll hit extrude. And then let me get out of symmetry. And then I'll hit W, and that's just going to give me a straight pull. And I'll just pull this out, and we'll line this up with the neck. Now remember that our front and side views are not going to be exact, so I'm going to just eyeball it from the front view. I'm going to flatten it off on the neck here, and use middle scale to pull that in. I'll get it just about the chin here. And go to my side view. And I think I can narrow that down just a little bit. And just as a reminder, I'm not following my side view perfectly. I'm going to be just a little bit off because they don't match 100%. But I think that's okay there. Let's put a cut into the neck here, so I can pull that back. I'm going to double click on this edge here. So edge mode, double click it, scale, and I'll scale that back using middle scale, like that. I think that gives us a starting point for the neck. And there we have it. We have a torso. Awesome. Go ahead and save your work. And the next one, we will start building Jill's legs. Okay. Hey guys, thank you for checking out my channel. Misty and I both thank you. If you enjoyed that video you just watched, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Or if you want to support the channel, check me out on Patreon or pick up one of my books, Life and Times Dinah Marton or The Guardian's Path of Ascension. Speaking of which, I'm converting The Guardians into a graphic novel / comic book series. Here is a sneak peek. My wonderful artist, Patrick, is doing a great job. I'm excited. I want to push this out as soon as possible. So definitely keep your ears and eyes open for that. I'll be making announcements as we get closer, and I'll post some shots of that as we go. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can check me out on Twitter. I guess now it's X. Who does that? It's BruceRF1 at Twitter, or at whatever the new thing for Twitter is. Anyway, hopefully see you there, and I'll see you guys next time.